It is day 137 of the second Trump administration, and today we saw the massive collision of money, power, politics on the public stage. It was basically like a 10-car pileup on the 405. The big breakup that so many saw coming between the president and the world's richest man, well, it finally happened. Today, Donald Trump and Elon Musk absolutely trashed one another publicly. It was quick and a nasty turn in the relationship that shaped the 2024 election and a bond that directed the first 6 months of the second Trump White House. Elon Musk, who is often referred to as the shadow president. My colleague Garrett Haake has all the twists and turns of what was a tumultuous day.
Tonight, the stunning public breakup.
Elon and I had a great relationship. I don't know if it went well anymore. I was surprised.
Just days after that lavish Oval Office send-off.
He's done a fantastic job.
So I expect to remain a friend and an advisor.
President Trump and his once top ally, Elon Musk, now in a nasty public feud.
I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
All starting this morning when the president was asked about the former Doge leader's criticism of his so-called Big Beautiful Bill, which extends the Trump 2017 tax cuts and eliminates taxes on tips and overtime. Musk slamming it, saying it spends too much.
Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here.
The president, who recently showed off his Tesla at the White House, saying Musk's opposition began because the bill eliminates electric vehicle tax credits, which hurts Musk's business.
He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate.
Musk responding in real time on X. False. This bill was never shown to me even once. Moments later writing, whatever, keep the EV solar incentive cuts in the bill, but ditch the mountain of disgusting pork. I pressed Trump about Musk's criticism.
And this is the guy you put in charge of cutting spending. Should people not take him seriously about spending now? Are you saying this is all sour grapes?
No, he worked hard and he did a good job. And I'll be honest, I think he misses the place. People leave my administration and they love us. And then at some point, they miss it so badly, and some of them embrace it, and some of them actually become hostile. I don't know what it is. It's sort of Trump derangement syndrome.
Put the signs up, put the hat on. Let's go.
All of it a sudden shift for Musk, who enthusiastically campaigned for Trump. Today, the president suggesting he would have won in 2024 without the support of the world's richest man.
I think I would have won. Susie would say I would have won Pennsylvania easily anyway.
Minutes later, Musk firing back, writing, without me, Trump would have lost the election. Such ingratitude. And this afternoon, the war of words escalating even further. President Trump posting, Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate, and he just went crazy. And that the easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's governmental subsidies and contracts. Musk then writing, time to drop the really big bomb. Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they've not been made public. Musk offered no evidence to back up his accusation, and nothing made public has implicated Trump, who's denied any involvement in Epstein's criminal behavior. The White House responding to Musk's claim, saying it's a, quote, unfortunate episode from Elon. The president late today posting, I don't mind Elon turning against me, but he should have done so months ago. This is one of the greatest bills ever presented to Congress.
Across the board, Tesla shares.
Meanwhile, as all of this unfolded, Tesla's stock plummeted, losing over 14% of its value.
Reuters is now reporting that Trump's team held multiple meetings today to deal with the fallout from Musk's post. Yeah, of course they did. Do you know why? Because this situation has everyone across the globe focused on it. I think more people were on Twitter today than have been in years. And absolutely everyone is talking about it, including some Republicans in Congress.
It's not helpful, but I don't think it changes our trajectory in any way.
It clearly is personal, but look,
it seems like it's more than the EV mandates.
Look, I don't know what motivating. I don't know what motivated this disturbance to begin.
Elon, I've had a lot of love and respect for you for what you've done for this country over the last several months, but you've lost your damn mind. You've lost your mind. Enough is enough. Stop this. I don't think it's healthy.
It doesn't dim the fact you got two men that are saving this country. And I don't care what they say. I don't care how much fighting they do. I admire both of them.
Now he's calling for his impeachment. I mean, it's just going off the deep end.
Does Musk have any sway up here anymore?
I'm sure he does with the Democrats, but he's got a huge checkbook.
Can we just talk about Congress for a second? We admire both of these men. They're saving the country. I love the guy. The guy who today said that Donald Trump is in the Epstein files, agreed that he should be impeached, said he's about to cause a recession, and Elon Musk, who credited himself with Republicans winning Congress and Trump winning the White House. But yes, those Republican lawmakers love the guys. And I just want to, for you at home, if you thought that Donald Trump was so enamored by Elon Musk's power and influence and wealth, they were never going to break up, you were wrong. If you believe that Elon Musk wasn't happy with the bill and wasn't happy with the way Doge was treated, but he would get over it, you were also wrong. If you believed he was headed to Austin, Texas to spend all of his time and attention on Tesla, clearly you were wrong. However, if you look back in history and said every person who has power and influence, who likes the spotlight, who gets close to Donald Trump, eventually gets burned, well, my dear, you are absolutely right. So let's get smarter and bring in our leadoff panel here in L.A. tonight. Peter Baker's here, chief White House correspondent for the New York Times. Max Chafkin, Bloomberg Businessweek journalist and co-host of the Elon Inc. podcast. And Jessica Yellen, founder of the News Not Noise. She is a former CNN chief White House correspondent. Peter, let's start with you. What was your first thought when all of this started to unravel? Oh, your audio's not working.
Sorry,
Peter, try again.
Sorry. I would say that this is the least
You know what happened, Peter? Elon Musk has so much control over technology, he immediately cut your mic because he was afraid of what you might say.
He did. He's got it. He's all over the place. No question about it. He's the man. Look, of all the surprising stories we've had so far this year, this is the least surprising story of all. It is remarkable, but not the slightest bit surprising. This was almost inevitable. Everybody saw it from the beginning. You have two very big characters, both mercurial, both erratic at times, both, easily offended, both very certain of their own specialness, and both inevitably heading toward a confrontation. The only thing that's surprising is that it happened particularly now as opposed to a month from now or 2 months from now, because it felt like there was something that happened almost certainly. Now, it's important to know that as remarkable as this was, and as stunning in some ways as it was, because it was so harsh, it was so personal, it was so escalatory, it may not be the end of the story. We'll have to see what happens. I mean, what is remarkable about Trump is sometimes people get into these big fights with him, and then sometimes they end up making up. And there's a lot of reason for Trump at some point to want to make up with Elon Musk, who's got several hundred billion reasons why. But we'll see. I mean, they're very, very unpredictable at this moment, and it's a big fissure within the Republican Party, because it's certainly true that Donald Trump relied heavily on Elon Musk last fall to win, and he's relied on him this year to enforce discipline among Republicans who were afraid of primary challenges funded by Elon Musk.
But Peter, don't we actually just have to press pause and ask ourselves, and I know the reporting still has to happen, but what would cause the richest man on earth to suddenly go absolute scorched earth on the most powerful man on earth?
Well, look, he's an unpredictable character to begin with, right? I mean, he is one of the more colorful characters we've ever seen in American politics. He's out there, fathering children with multiple mothers, and he wants to take us all to Mars. And he, appears in a conference for conservatives with a chainsaw, and he appears in the Oval Office with his child, and he's been, according to the reporting in my newspaper, last year's campaign, using certain substances more than a doctor would want you to use them. And so, it's hard to say. He's obviously suffered a lot economically in the last few months. His reputation has been hurt. It's not the best business model for an electric car vehicle salesman to associate himself with MAGA, which doesn't like electric cars. But, at the same time, he had access that very few other people of his type have ever had to power. And I think it obviously, he was both enamored of it and burned by it.